Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today, surprisingly, I'm not working on a Mini Cooper. I'm working on this 2005 Dodge Durango. We've had since like 2010. So we've had this car for about 15 years. The factory radio has finally given up. It's been out for a couple months now. I just didn't pull the trigger on buying a new stereo until now. So this is a 10.1 inch Haudio. So $79.99 right now on Amazon. So actually the cheapest 10 inch I've gotten so far to put in one of my vehicles. So that's what we're going to do today. It should be pretty simple. Well, that is only $79.99. The data interface that's required. Now this is the AXTO CH2 Chrysler 2002 to 2008. This one is harder to find. It wasn't on Amazon for a while. It was on Walmart, and then it wasn't available on Walmart, and it's been available on Amazon. It also was delayed by like a week and a half. I don't know why, but I've already hooked that up. I'll show you here in a second. And the last thing I forgot to put over here is this radio bezel kit. So we're gonna need this bezel kit because this factory stereo, we'll go and take you inside and show you that in a minute and take it apart, is a problem. So let me show you what I've done so far. I've laid everything out. Everything is laid out here, as you can see. I've already gone ahead and I use these Wago connectors. I usually like the one end crimp where it's just one like a cap and it crimps inside, but these little Wago connectors are easy. I just ordered some more, so we're good. So this little piece here is the radio harness. There's an extra piece that it came with that this application won't use. The rest of this is for this access data interface, and then some more radio components. So we've got the USB interfaces. Now with the Z-Link, just make sure, and I said this when I did the Volkswagen, make sure you attach these. The one I think with 6, I'm not sure, one of these two that actually gives the data interface. The Z-Link on every vehicle we've got likes to, except for the coupe, it likes to drop Bluetooth. So the radio will maintain Bluetooth, but the Z-Link will drop it, and you'll just lose your navigation. Especially, so my iPhone, I'll lose CarPlay, and especially in the RV, it's very frustrating. So keep it plugged in. And then don't know if I'll install backup camera today, but we do have backup camera. Well, this I think is for, this has a full entertainment system, so we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it as well. And backup camera items, this is for LTE. So if you want to install LTE, in this little box right here is a place for a SIM card. So you can attach the LTE antenna, put a SIM card in here apparently, and you can have internet. But obviously you're gonna have to pay for that. But on the access box for this data interface, well, also Bluetooth here, and then the wiring for the backup camera. But again, back to this access box. First issue is this Haudio does not have in their instruction user manual, there's no wiring diagram. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires that they tape and mark are all you get. So for the most part, it's not too bad, right? Purple to purple, purple and black to purple and black. All of the speaker wires are in. Right now we're going to go inside and take apart the dash and then get ready to install this. Before I jump in, I want to show you the tools that I've used so far or plan to use. And if any of this changes, I will let you know. Obviously these generic Wago connectors and some electrical tape. I have these are wire strippers, Snap-on or Blue Point wire strippers and cutters. So I use these just a little bit to, most of those wires are pre-cut and trimmed back, but one or two needed a little help. And then these tools to remove the trim panels that you'll see here in a minute. And then my drills, and then this is a right angle extension. Down below here, there's 2 screws. Should be pretty easy for anyone working on that. It's a 7mm, so if you don't have this right angle, a simple 1/4 inch ratchet will work. So If I need any more tools, we'll let you know, but let me grab a light and let's start taking this apart. This is, as you can see, the full nav. Behind me here is the drop down old DVD player with the remote and wireless headsets, so we will figure out what those do when we need them. All right, well, off camera, just organizing things, just kind of assessing the situation. Found a few things that we're just going to have to work our way through here soon, but I haven't tested or turned this vehicle on yet, so you're gonna see what happens when I do. I did, since this is a 2005 and I already have some holes drilled in it, I just went ahead and drilled another hole right here and ran the GPS wire down and through. I know this vehicle has another GPS that runs somewhere and goes to the back, and since we owned it, the back seat cuts that wire, so that's where the new GPS is going to go. Our other problems are this. I'm pretty sure this is the antenna. That is not the right connection, so the antenna wire is a problem. I don't see another wire here for the antenna, so we are just going to have to figure that out and maybe buy another antenna. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the wiring for the DVD player. I'll pull it up in a second, so I'll have to determine what of these and how I'll connect them. So how and if and when and why, that'll be a thing. So for now, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to plug in my USB cables. Those are over here as well. So the first thing I'm just going to do is connect this access. So we have this extra cable here. I don't know what it goes to, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. And now I'm going to plug it into a radio. You do have to be firm with these. There we go. That's plugged in. Let's turn the vehicle on. So currently we do not have power. So what does that mean? Let me get a test light and we'll take a peek here. Well, it's been a sad 20 minutes, maybe more. So what I've found is the yellow wire and red wire need power at the same time. So I ran a jumper into the yellow, which is the battery, and then red, I hooked it to the red, and now now we're working, right? So I've got no stereo because I think the amp wire needs power, so I'll figure that out here in a second, but that is the problem. So I haven't found what is key on, because key's off and the yellow wire provides constant. So I'm going to probe these wires real quick again with this test light and see if I can find out what is the key on wire that needs to go to this red wire, because I don't have a key on source right now, but I'll find one. And if I have to run one, I'll run one. But this kit was supposed to have taken care of all this, and it didn't. So like all my projects, this one is a fun one. All right, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If it wasn't for bad luck, I would have none. I don't know if I can return this, but the AXTOCH2, this one doesn't work. It is not the correct adapter. So after searching Grok AI and some others, there's a Metro Electronics CHTO01, and there's the PAC C2R CHY4. I'm sure I'll have them later on in this video. Right now the PAC is $59. Well, there's a used like new, so I'm sure someone returned it because they got the wrong one. It's $59.99, and but the new one's like $90, and then the Metra Electronics is $96.95. But looking at the Metra, it still looks like it's got the same connector and not the second connector, but the PAC has both connectors. So I think I'm going to go with that one since I have a cheap one and it looks like it's got the right connectors. But I've got another problem, and let's fix that so that we're just ready to go when I come back, because I'm leaving for 3 weeks on a ship. So when I come back, I can just plug it in, right? Yeah, let's do that. So it's a problem I found before. So I found the problem with my Jeep, not so much, but the Mini Cooper. All of these kits, for some reason, these Chinese radios are not standard sizes. So let me show you the best way I can without breaking this thing. Flip this over, and I take our kit here and I try to set it on top. It doesn't fit. So yeah, also getting these, so once it's covered, right, once this is on there, I'm not going to be able to get screws in it, and it mounts over here. So I don't know if I have any longer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut down the side a little bit, one of these sides, maybe both, and then I'm going to see if I can't line up. I'll see where it fits inside of the car and line up these holes, or at least one of the holes, and see if I can run a longer screw, well, you know, drill here, and then I could run a longer screw in. I don't think that's possible either, because this is going to be flush and I can't get to this. So, well, at least I'm going to open this up and maybe make it so it's tight enough that I'm not worried about it. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. It does come with these brackets. Well, it comes with these brackets. So this comes with these brackets, and these brackets go like this. But I don't know if still they'll be, these will fit. Well, these definitely won't fit because those screw holes are going to be right here. So the only option I'll maybe have is with these others, but there's nowhere to mount them. These others can be like this somehow, and then put the screws in and then put this on. I don't know. But I'll show you real quick as I take a grinder to this and make it fit. Well, it'll be in there pretty tightly, so let's go check. So, quick update before I put this in. So it does have these holes here, probably really hard to see, and it takes these little screws. So I've cut this back. So I cut this piece back here far enough that if I put the screws in, I should have to force this past the screws, and then it should actually clip. The screws will actually act, and this edge will act as a clip to hold it in. So that's my plan now, and that's what I'm going to do. So it'll clip in there, but now I'm going to go put it in for real this time. Well, that screw trick is actually nice, and I like how it fits and how it looks. So once we do get the right pieces, it's going to look great. Until then, it's going to sit like this for a couple weeks. It's been a few seconds for you guys. It's been 3 weeks for me. I was on a Navy ship. That's another video coming soon. But we have parts, but I think I need more. So, okay. So this is the AXTO CH2. I'm not exactly sure where I left off, but I think it was here. And I test fit that radio. Here's the components. So I ordered so you can look it up by this SSCH11, but looks like they've changed it and updated it. So on here it's the C2RCHY4. So C2RCHY4, and it does have 2 connectors, but this connector I know from this one fit. And I was looking at these when I took it out and trying to figure out what the heck was what. They're different. So this one has these little beveled edges, and this one is more squared. So it's the squared one. It also has one bundle of wires coming out. This one has a bundle of wires, but then these over here, it looks like for accessory 12 volts. But then, unfortunately, it also says there's another piece here. The steering wheel control connect to a PAC SWI-RC module sold separately. So I will look that up on Amazon and order that if I want steering wheel controls. So yeah, no steering wheel controls, but it's a much smaller adapter, and it's supposed to be plug and play. So first thing I'm gonna do is strip these wires back and connect them, and then we'll jump in the vehicle, see if we can plug and play this thing. Let's do it. All right, guys, as you can see, I've got it apart here. It's been a few hours, let me tell you. I did order the adapter, because this one has a different adapter for the, it's about $10, separate adapter for the antenna. Not worried about that now because I'm going to go all Bluetooth. This is kind of plug and play. It did work, but there are problems. So obviously, one problem, and you can see here some of these wires. I have 2 wires from the radio going into 1 wire from the that's basically coming from this factory harness, and I'll talk about that in a second. But let's not talk about those. We'll talk about this other little so the I think I talked about this, the steering wheel control switch. It's about $50. So yeah, I don't know if I'll order that or not. I do like, I don't. It's just a couple of it's 2 switches on each side. One is volume. I do like the volume, but the volume is going to be right here. So we'll see if I order that in the future. Easy replace. So the blue wire that says antenna from the back of the radio goes to, like I said, this smaller bundle of wires. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3. So there's 6 wires taped together on this bundle, and you're going to use the blue and white wire to the blue. So I went to the antenna wire, and that seems to work fine, but that blue and white wire is going to power your amp. It doesn't say amp. There's no, I think I talked about this before, there's no, just like the other one, there's no wiring diagram. So this antenna wire goes into this blue and white wire, that powers my amp. So I didn't, first time I checked this, I plugged it in, there was no, you know, I should have showed you that failure, but as I worked through this, but there was no power, no audio. And then the I've been probing with my test light here. This orange wire says Illum, and coming off of this same harness here, you've got another orange wire, orange and white, that gives you illumination. So that's your illumination one power. And then the red wire is going to go to the red power wire for the stereo, for the your aftermarket stereo. And it does say here your accessory output 12 volts 1 amp. So that is these extra wires. Let's start over here with this one. So obviously you see these 2 gray with red wires, and they correspond to these yellow wires. These are hot all the time, so continuously hot wires. One of them runs through this fuse and then into this module, and then there's a yellow here that just runs straight to the stereo. So the yellow, well, so this one, the one here that runs to the fuse also has a second, so there's 2 wires in that terminal. So the second one, the one below, I just cut it. It's just going to nothing. So the one single yellow wire I have going to nothing. So this one that goes to the fuse and into this unit, I have it also runs down, and that's the one I've connected to this other yellow wire. So only one yellow wire is connected. I don't want to twist them together. I guess you could. I don't know what it would do, but the one that the one that's also connected to the fuse is the one here that's powering the stereo. That was the first thing. Second thing, so as you see here, gray. In most stereo applications, gray with black, white with black, purple and green, also with ones with black. Those are the speaker wires, obviously front and rear. So here, these are in the top row, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, number 6. Well, there are no corresponding wires in this vehicle. So there's only 4 wires that power this audio system, the speakers. So when I wired down here, where are they at? There's, you know, you got the gray and white with the black and gray wires. They go to nothing, because here they go to nothing. So I basically wired the front, or I wired the left and right together. Still, the mix is all messed up. When I first connected, obviously there were speakers, and it's not even correct, right? I got the wiring diagram, and only a few of them match. And this is not the book that you can go buy. Only has the standard wiring diagram, and I couldn't find much online that you didn't have to pay for. So the speakers here to the rear do not. These colors don't match. There's no plain gray wire. There's no plain green wire. I don't know. I guess that doesn't match. Let's just leave it at that. So I tried to match them up the best I could. It didn't quite work, but the others match. And all the speakers work now. And if you put it in the middle, it's working. So you have no equalizer, is what I'm trying to say. I'm sure there's a way to fix that. If you know if there's a different adapter, or you know what wires here, you know, drop that in the comments. But that is a problem. Other issue, as I said, this 6-wire harness here is the blue wire that I used to power the, you know, obviously antenna went to this blue wire here. This blue wire goes to nothing. See, it's the second on the bottom here. It's the second pin out. It's empty here. So the blue wire coming off of the vehicle harness goes to nothing. So all these wires here, I'm not even going to tape them up, because they go to absolutely nothing. They're just empty pin outs in the plug. So yeah, the white and the grays, I think those are the front speakers. Pretty sure those are the front speakers. And the blue goes to nothing. So that is it. I've got a green wire here Don't know what that goes to. Again, no wiring harness. Maybe I could look online. Purple and white, and then another red with white. This red with white seems to have power and accessory mode as well. So if there was something else I needed to run with it in accessory mode, so I don't know if key 1 or key 2 here I wanted to power. I don't think they matter on this application. Then I could. There is a backup wire. Obviously, this does not. This old Durango did not have a camera. So if I wanted to run this down to the somewhere, I was going to say brake pedal, but not the brake pedal. If I wanted to run this to power, so I can, or a switch or something, and then run it to the backup camera, the reverse light. So, obviously up here in the column, I could, but that's just going to stay there. So that is it. That's everything. This other one does nothing. I haven't tested. I don't have a DVD player or DVD to see if I can put it in the overhead TV system, but that's it for now. The only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in the satellite GPS antenna, and then I'm going to put this in. And like I said, I think I showed you, basically I've got the screws here, and I'll back these screws out just a little bit, and I'm not going to back them out all the way because I want to take it out when this comes next week so I can install the antenna. But other than that, there's some of the other components here. Like this is a cellular antenna, don't need that. All these other accessories, if I can find what these mean, if they go to the vehicle, the rear camera or something, I don't necessarily care. I might, but then we'll see. But here are the wires, and I'll keep these around for the backup camera if I want them, but not going to connect them this time. So far, the Bluetooth on this new like Z-Link 5 is working pretty good. On the other vehicle, in the Mini Cooper, here's Cameron brake again too, probably for the rear. But in the Mini Cooper, the Z-Link 5 on these stereos is actually much better than the older Z-Link in my Jeep. So it's been connecting. But the only other thing I'm gonna connect here, and I'm gonna leave them hanging out, I think actually probably just one of these. Actually I'll do both and make sure. But one of these, and I believe it's this one. It just says black. Let's see. Well, it looks like they're all about the same. One has more plugs, but they all have the same amount of wires. So I'm guessing this one, yeah. So these will be to charge and then also give accessory power, because it's just so much easier to run your cable to your phone off of these and just let it charge, but also let it connect to that Z-Link. So if the Z-Link messes up, you're not relying on Bluetooth. So I'm just going to leave them hanging out here. I think that's my plan. So yeah, I'm just going to shove all this in here real quick and see how it goes. All right, so again, I think I talked about this CarPod Go. While we had this disconnected, my daughter was running this thing. It's just got a speaker in the back, so she's actually pretty happy. This thing's about $300. They sent this to me a while back. CarPod Go is the company, and never had any problems with it ever. It connects to Bluetooth so quickly, and it looks great when you're using it. But yeah, we'll put it back for now. So let's power her on. So she powered right up. Here is the illumination. So the illumination is going to make it dim, go to kind of a dark mode, and yeah, give us this look here. The Z-Link's going to connect. I'm going to go ahead and go off of dark mode and turn the lights off. See. That's what we got. And then when I come back and go to the car, and you go to apps, then this DSP is where you're going to find the equalizer. And if I go all the way to the back, go back home, and I go back to Z-Link 5, then I'm back to my stuff. You see, I put it all the way to the back and we're still on the front. So like I said, this is just an idiot, not the radio, the car. So on brand, I haven't taken off the plastic yet, so let's do it. I did crack the screen a little bit when I was first messing with this. I thought I had to do a reset, and I used a tool that I think I used my test light, and it was a little bit too big and it cracked the glass a little bit. So we'll see how that looks here as I peel this off. Yeah, just a little bit. So no big deal. Top right corner, but this screen is going to be awesome. I got to take this thing to Virginia this week because we got to pick my daughter's stuff up from her college. So we're going to give this a test and a whirl. But here is the connectors. So you can do a lot of adjustments on the speakers. So another vehicle, this is going to be great to do this, but for this one, I'm not even going to continue showing you that because it's going to frustrate you if you really like. The equalizer was a big, on the similar stereo, was a big thing for someone else in the comments. I don't know. It worked good in my Jeep, but in this one, like I said, I don't know. This Infinity system in these Durango Limiteds, I think Chrysler Aspens, are just they're another beast. And surprisingly, you'd think there's an interface that works, but better than this, but it does not. So right now this is in kilometers per hour. I don't know. Maybe I have to go drive it. But when you open this up, it opens Google Maps. I open Google Maps and I set the setting to miles per hour. So I just haven't driven it. So I think that's fresh. But yeah, that's it. This thing looks pretty good. Did I go to videos? I don't have any videos, so I don't know what's gonna. Oh, here we go. This is something that's stored on this. So this is an example of the video quality. It's actually pretty cool, pretty good. So I'm sure if I wanted to watch a movie on this or something, let's see if we can go to YouTube. Apps. I'm not connected. Let me go to Z-Link and see if Z-Link will take me there. I don't think Z-Link will take me there because CarPlay does not want you to do CarPlay stuff. So let's try YouTube. I'm not connected to the internet. That's a problem. So, oh well. That's it. What's it? Haudio? That's the brand, or Haudio. Again, Haudio is this brand. It's a fair price. So far it's a good radio. Like the quality itself and the sound and the bass actually seem pretty good. But the mix is going to be a problem, so that's going to be an issue. So you can adjust the bass, but it's not going to hit. It's got like a subwoofer in the back, little tweeters up here, and then you know, a bunch of speakers. So this thing is supposed to be a nice system, but it's got 4 wires powering the speaker, so I don't know what the deal is, but it's working. Well, all right, guys. It took me 3 weeks because I had to order parts. Still, am waiting on an adapter for the radio, for the antenna, and maybe buy an adapter for the steering wheel controls. But for now, I'm going to go with it. It sounds fine. If I'm driving alone, this isn't big for me, it's not a big family travel vehicle, so you know, they don't want me to zone them out. So I think I'm going to be just fine. I'll be able to listen to some podcasts, I'll be able to listen to some books, I'll be able to listen to some music on my drive, so it's going to be good. But if you have a Durango with the limited, that original Chrysler adapter that I bought and then butchered up and then started to connect, will not work. The pinout of that one is even different, so not going to work. And I don't know how. There's another video, and the guy just connects that. He has a stereo. It's not quite like mine. It's like a Pioneer or something, I think. And he connects the same wires. He connects the blue wire. I don't think he connected the aluminum wire. He didn't show that. And he just like puts it back in the car. I don't know. I mean, clearly had the same problems because the audio is a thing, right? So I don't know what the audio mixing, and then the illumination, you need that as well. So hopefully this helps you if you're going to do the same thing. Hopefully you determine that you don't need that other Chrysler adapter, because clearly I couldn't get it to work in this vehicle, but I bought the other one and it worked really easily once I connected the blue wire and then the illum. So that's where we're at. And again, on that other Chrysler adapter, I couldn't get any of the red Keon engine, or Keon accessory power. It just didn't have the same thing, so it would not. I could not find an accessory power for this thing to work. So we're good now, and I think I'm going to call it good. If there's any updates, I'm not going to edit this video until after I drive this vehicle. So if there's an update, I'll let you know. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Sorry I rambled on a lot at the end. It's just a lot of me talking, but I'll try to, hopefully it's short, succinct, and easy to see, and then you see my problem and you buy the wrong one and then you get the right one. So looks good. So far it sounds good, and we'll see. So thanks you guys for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do the free things you can do. And I'll catch you on the next one, which is not the ship. That's going to be a couple videos from now. The next one is I've got to put wheel bearings in the back of the Mini Cooper. So we'll see how that works, and if it turns off the traction control light and ABS. We'll see. Like I said, catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.